shots.
Shots in.
Shots. Okay, welcome to this week's video where we will not be taking shots. We will be painting a plum tree in watercolor. I'm sitting still in California and still awaiting our move and in the lovely outdoors of my parents' front yard. There's a plum tree right here that I'm gonna paint. I don't know what that tree is, but it looks like maybe the same type of tree. But the leaves on the plum tree are very, very similar to how I would paint a peony leaf. So I'm gonna be using a round brush. This is the round size 16 brush from the Heritage 4050 series from Princeton Art Brush. You can grab it from Blick or Amazon. I'll have the links in the description. Okay, but I'm gonna paint this plum tree, and I think what I'm gonna do is, you know what, I really don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna start painting and we're gonna see what happens. There's a lot of different colors of greens happening, and obviously the angle of the sun, it's a very cloudy day today, and it's overhead-ish. It's like on the right side of the tree, but also overhead. So there's more of a glare and light hitting the right side of the tree, and there's more shadow on the left. So I'm gonna use the size 16 brush. I'm gonna start with a washed out, like really transparent, almost tea consistency of green. And I'm gonna that bird literally just almost flew into my head. Keeping you on your toes when you paint plein air. But I'm gonna start with the point of the brush is going to be the point of the leaf. And my brush is perpendicular to my arm. So I've got this low slanted hold, and I'm just dragging from the tip of the brush out and down into the leaf. And then I'll grab some lemon yellow deep or primary yellow, whatever this is, and go in between some of those leaf shapes. A little bit more sap green so it's not so different. And there's a nice branch. These branches kind of look like olive branches, but the leaves are much bigger. And like I said, they're kind of peony leaf shaped. So I've got one branch there, and I'm just using this as reference. I'm not painting a realistic style. So I'm just using it as shape reference for my leaves. And like where are they placed? There's these long stems, and these longer leaves are kind of on it, kind of like a comb or ribs on the splayed out from the stem. And then while this is wet, I'm grabbing a brown. I'm using the brush on its side still, and it's like a really just a straight stroke with my arm. That's the most confident stroke you're gonna get for a thin line. If you're up here and using your fingers, it's gonna be more wobbly, so I like to guide it across the paper with my full arm so that it's more steady. And I wanna do this brown part while the greens are still wet. So I'll go every couple of leaf bits I'll go in with brown before I move on to the next leaf arm bit. Some more over here. We'll just start to, all of these sections are gonna be overlapping. Maybe there's one here. Add in some lighter consistencies. Add some more yellow. So I'm going in and adding more of these trunks and branches. And then about this stage, I'll start to mix up my plum color. So my plum color is just ultramarine violet, some brown, and some green gold. I feel like there's this golden brownish color undertone in the plums. So it's nice to pop in some of that green gold. And before I get too carried away with my plums, I'm gonna go back to some leaves. Just kind of filling in the last little gaps and white space. More yellow back there where the sun is hitting. More brown. Straighten this trunk out a little bit. And then I'm gonna start painting in really quick, splattery ground cover. My mom has a lot of these like nasturtium vines and other types of vines and succulents everywhere. So I'm just gonna start putting in a smattering of greens. Wet and wet between my light green and my dark green for it to bleed. I don't want this to drip on my white pants. And then thickening my really dark green to add on top while that's still wet so that it doesn't spread too much. And we can start to see like more pattern pop out. And some last little leaves off in the distance, just really faint, mostly water, tea consistency to fill it out a little bit more, but make it feel faded. And there we have it. Cute little plum tree. You could go in and add a background if you wanted to. Afterwards would be more of like a cutout paper Matisse vibe, where you just kind of like outline as best as you can, go around. Normally, if I wanted a background though, I would do the background first and then I would put my tree on top. I have a few examples of tutorials in my Patreon community of landscapes and things where I show this step-by-step process. I'll link to it so you can check it out. But yeah, that's what I would do if I'm practicing in my sketchbook like I am here in this plein air setting. I would just kind of get ideas down, the colors down, and see if I like it. And I really liked using a combo of the round 16 brush and then the size 14 or 12 is it? 12 or 14 filbert brush. So I did filbert down in this ground cover stuff and a size 16 round brush up in here. And you could even wait for that to dry and go back in with darker details to make it have contrast and pop. But I think I'm gonna call it a day. I like how simple this painting is and how just natural and rustic it feels. So I hope you enjoyed my little plein air session painting a plum tree. So many peas. Here is the final piece. We had fun lounging around on the couch today in the sunshine. So take this as your little encouragement or permission slip to go outside and paint today. Who cares what people think? Who cares? Go outside, have fun, and paint, and I'll see you in next week's video.